So also in topic 12, we have 12.7 offers, counteroffers, and concessions. So in your life, you're going to have lots of offers, counteroffers, and concessions. So for example, job offers, you're going to negotiate your salary, so you might have some counteroffers to their offer. And then concessions, hopefully you might be giving up something in order to gain something, or you might be gaining something so the other party can gain something. So a lot of this goes on, and it can get confusing, but stay with me here, all right? So the first offer, we have Transcon. They plan to have an opening offer of $2.50. Well, they may actually say their opening offer is $2.30, but you might give a counter offer to their offer of $2. Not unrealistic, but you're not insulting them with this counter offer. But for them, their reserve value is $2.05. So there's a nickel range there that you haven't reached yet. But you still have room to go up. So in order to keep this going, they might be like, okay, well, we really want to make this work, so they might do something like change their reserve value. See how here it changed to $1.90? So they may say, oh yeah, $2 works, but they're going to still negotiate. They're going to try to get the most money they can out of you. So going back and forth is just a natural part of it. And they might have came out with $2.50, and you might have been like, no, I can't do $2.50. I could have done $2.10. Well, $2.10 was right in that range when it was there. So negotiations, you can plan for everything, but once you actually start negotiating, it's kind of like the Wild West. You don't know where it's going to go. It can go anywhere, and it could be fun. A lot of people like negotiations, but then there's people that really don't like it because it's not that well structured. They can just go off script. But knowing all this stuff ahead of time can really help you. Do your research. I know I've said that almost in every video. Do your research when it comes to negotiations. So when you make a counteroffer, don't get distracted. Now, when I say don't get distracted, I'm talking about, let's say a car, for example. They might throw in, well, we'll give you 120,000 miles and of free oil changes. Well, oil changes. I mean, depending on your skill, you might be able to do that in your driveway, but do you really need to spend another $2,000, $2,500 for those oil changes? Or can you somehow maybe negotiate a lower price? You might be able to save yourself $2,000 in the front on that car rather than paying $2,500 out when you could drive off that lot and get into a car accident and the car's totaled. Well, you just spent $2,500, let's say, on oil changes that you're never going to use. But the dealer got paid. So these little tricks, they might say, oh, well, we'll detail the car. Well, they keep the cars clean on the lot, right? Because they want them to look shiny and make you want to buy them. So cleaning the car, you're giving you a free car wash, big deal, right? All these things. Oh, we'll give you a free tank of gas. You buy gas now, right? It doesn't matter if you have your old car, new car, you're paying for gas. So why does a free tank of gas mean anything to you, right? But that's something you can negotiate later. Once you get the price settled, you can be like, what would make this deal even better is if you gave me a full tank of gas to drive off the lot with. Could be something like that. I've negotiated that. You can also make your counter offer aggressive because they expect you to come back. They rarely expect anybody to come and accept their first offer. So like in that scenario, they plan to have their initial offer of $2.50 per unit. But you could have came back with, I'll pay you $1.75 a unit. Well, that's a 75-cent difference. Now multiply that over many units, but now we're talking a lot of money. But you can be aggressive. They can be like, well, $1.75, we just no. But we might be able to do $2.10. Well, they just took off, 40 cents off their price. And now you can be like, okay, well now you're in a more acceptable range in that ZOPA to make this work. Because remember, I believe the top end of the buyer's reserve value was $2.25 or $2.05. But now it's down to $2.10. So it's getting closer to the range, if not already in the range. And then if once the counteroffer comes out, there's two options. Keep negotiating or walk away. Because some people might say, $2.50 a unit, and then you come back with $1.75, they might be like, you're not serious, and just stop negotiating with you. So you kind of have to play a careful game when you do an aggressive counteroffer. But you have to remember the other party. So when you do your research, you have to know their motivations. So do you know the end of their fiscal year? Are they trying to get these sales on the books before the end of their fiscal year? Do they have like a salesman competition, trying to see who has the largest sales to win a trip to the Bahamas? All these little things can play a big deal. So, walking away, that's a tactic in itself, right? So if you remember to the distributive tactics, I believe walk away was like the second or third one, right? So, but we have to do our homework. Like I've been mentioning for the last several videos, you have to identify the true BATNA, the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. And then understand the supplier's cost structure. Now, if you're looking for $2 per unit, but they only sell in cases and they will give you prices in cases that has 10 units in it, you need to understand this stuff. And they might say, well, our shipping costs are based on the number of units, not the weight, or something like that. They might have some weird one. They might have to charge sales tax. All these different things. You need to understand their cost structure. And then all this homework that you're doing helps you make your case, because if you know that you can really save on shipping by having, calling UPS and say, hey, go over there and pick it up, rather than having your supplier ship it to you, might be cheaper. And while you're doing your homework, you might find some missing pieces of information. For example, if they're a publicly traded company, you can go online and see their public filings and see their past news reports that is about them. Maybe they're coming out with a new product, or there's this rumor of a brand new product coming out. All this kind of stuff, and it helps you learn about your counterpart, how they think, what are they expecting, what are they thinking about. If you can get in their head in a negotiation, you can have the advantage. So consider all these when you're doing your offers, your counteroffers, your concessions, because sometimes a concession such as, you talk the car salesman into giving you an extra $500 on your trade-in. Well, that might be a concession they do, but now they are doing something else. So you have to keep in mind what's going on. Because if they give something up, whoever you're negotiating with, they're going to try to make it up on something else. But you might not care about car washes, like I don't care about car washes offered. I don't care about oil changes. I'm going to get an oil change done anyway. Or a free tank of gas. It doesn't matter to me. So they can try to offer that, but you can be like, well, I don't want that. I don't want the oil changes. So can you take $500 off or $2,500 off that sales price? Well, they're not going to like that because they probably get a commission in a car dealership. But if they want to make that sale, they might accept that. So all these things, it helps you learn negotiations. And the more you do negotiations, the better you'll get at them. So Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to the next video, which will be the last one for topic 12.